In my opinion, this was the scariest I've ever seen a human being be in my life. Tyson just stepped to him and just started blasting him. Got him in this corner right here, and this is the end right here. Wow, bang! Bang, 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 bang. That's all before he can fall down. Yeah. He's already unconscious. Yeah. Tyson hits him 4 times more before he even gets to the ground.
The boxing world was recently shaken by the announcement of a super fight. Already having stepped onto the pedestal of the boxing community's attention, the young and promising Jake Paul has set his sights on a man whose reign in the heavyweight division was devastating and intimidating. Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Such a match will undoubtedly capture the attention of the entire boxing community. Jake Paul felt like a king and dared to challenge a living boxing legend.
Mike, bro, if you're watching this, let's have some fun. New school versus old school.
You know, it was okay, but you don't know what you got in store, baby. You got to face the God of War. And get ready, baby. Fire in the hat.
What's good about this fight for Jake? It's simple. In case of victory, Jake will open the doors to the full-fledged world of professional boxing, where there are lineal, undisputed, and people's champions. This will give a huge boost to his career. Just think about how much attention Jake will attract to himself if he fights with boxing sharks like Canelo Alvarez or David Benavidez, for example. Jake will be able to organize absolutely any fight, as he will attract the attention of the entire boxing community. This will make him an incredibly lucrative boxer on the level of Floyd Mayweather in his best years. And now, Jake is doing everything possible to be better than Pretty Boy in his golden years. What's good about this fight for Mike? It's not all that obvious. At first glance, it's a decent opportunity to make some money. Mike understands the risks well, and in case of defeat, it will not harm his legacy, but will simply attribute everything to age and subpar condition. It's crystal clear to society that Mike Tyson in his years would not have given Jake any chance of victory. But here, the circumstances are different. Why does this fight capture the public's attention so much? It's crystal clear. A rusty, but still popular, Tyson will fight one of the world's most popular bloggers, who happens to be a decent boxer. 2 superstars will clash in the ring, and only one of them will emerge victorious.
I'm gonna fight Mike Tyson.
I mean, the guy is, he's nearly 60, and 26-year-old against a 60-year-old? I don't know, I don't float my boat.
Mike's 60, man. I don't know. 31-year age difference.
Jake Paul is set to fight Mike Tyson July 20th.
Swear to God.
Oh, geez, I don't. It's a bit strange. You know, the interest is low, and I don't know. I don't understand it. I wish well for Mike.
Like, I don't give a fuck. That guy will hurt you. He's now old. That doesn't feel fair. So to beat him when he's past his prime just feels dishonorable.
Jake Paul is obviously,
My family loves Jake Paul.
Could you f him up?
Oh, I'm so fucking easy.
So, what can we expect from Jake Paul in the fight against Tyson? In the fight with Borland, Paul perfected his already decent jab. Sharp, aggressive lunges, a heavy punch, and a quick return to position allowed him to keep the opponent at a distance and avoid his heavy hooks. This is exactly what he needs to replicate in the fight against Tyson. Stay as far away from his classic peekaboo style, not even trying to engage in a dangerous clinch. All Jake needs to do is create the appearance of landing punches through the speed and frequency of his jabs. If he doesn't let Mike get close to him, he could very well take the fight by decision. Considering Mike's age and his prolonged inactivity between fights, it must be acknowledged that Paul indeed has a chance to outplay him on the scorecards. Of course, it's unlikely that this time he'll have the technical skills to bypass Mike's defense and bombard him with overhands. Nonetheless, combinations and jabs from long range could hit their mark and slow down Iron Mike, who will inevitably take hits during exchanges.
I want to see how hard he hits, Mike. I really want to see, bro. Let's see all the legends, the myths, because you're Iron Mike Tyson, but I have an iron chin. I think people are underestimating me being able to deal with his power.
Now, let's move on to our favorite, Iron Mike, the youngest world heavyweight champion, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, the baddest man on the planet, according to ESPN. Participated in 6 of the 10 highest grossing fights in boxing history, ended his professional career in 2005. When Mike shares fresh videos from his training sessions, One can't help but wonder how he manages to maintain such punch speed and power at 57 years old. Yet, despite this visual freshness of the boxer, fans least expected that in 2024, they would see his confrontation with the controversial 27-year-old blogger. Mike himself tries to return to his former fearsome image and has already given a short forecast for the fight.
One more. Day 3. You still want to f with me?
And perhaps the main question we should ask ourselves before this fight: do we believe that this will be a real sporting confrontation, or is the plot of this battle long written according to the best WWE canons? Mike will definitely try to close the distance with the blogger as quickly as possible and land a couple of his signature hooks. Moreover, the legend will deliver not 2 but 3 or 4 punches at a time, trying to penetrate even the tightest defense. He understands that Paul will definitely not withstand the pressure if he's trapped in a corner of the ring and not allowed to retreat to a longer distance. So Mike will remain true to his classic style of constant pressure and punches with deep body leans. These will only occur if he repeatedly ties up the blogger's arms and doesn't allow him to land counter punches. Mike may surprise him with his speed in the first rounds, but it's unlikely he'll maintain it throughout the fight. But to knock down the current Jake, Tyson will definitely need more than one accurate hit, a couple of series with possible knockdowns, and breaks to change stance and cut angles. In any case, the legend's fists still have flashes of former power, so if Jake gets careless near the ropes, he could very well be knocked out. Of course, from a professional standpoint, Mike, who has faced a diverse range of opponents in his life, is likely not to be surprised by anything. On the other hand, Jake has long ceased to be a junior blogger and, judging by his recent fights, no longer treats boxing as mere entertainment. His timing, sense of distance, and jabs will help him snatch a victory by points while Mike tries to catch up with him. First and foremost, we need to understand if this fight will indeed last only 3 rounds. If so, we're in for a hyper-aggressive Tyson and a super-fast Jake. Despite Jake not having as much experience, he doesn't seem like such an underdog to us. First and foremost, he is younger than Tyson. Look at what he's shown in his fights. He's grown as a boxer, and in the fight with Nate, he demonstrated that he's mastered the basics of boxing. Listen, we're not about to write off Paul, as he'll come into this fight in his best form. A victory over Tyson would open all doors to the world of professional boxing for him, and a fight with Canelo, which Jake has been talking about for the last few years, will become a reality. Jake will find a worthy opponent and fully be able to contend for a match with Saul.
Would you ever do like exhibitions like that, or like people like Jake Paul call you out, or these like other big stars? Like, is that business-wise like even worth it?
When I'm done with boxing, why not? Maybe I do it. I think it's
like when you're done like competing at the highest level, you're saying?
Yeah, I think it's good because what happened there is other people who never watch boxing, or they don't know anything about boxing, they wanna watch Jake Paul because he's coming from he bring fans from other world, right? Yeah. That's good because everybody enjoy it.
Would you ever entertain that idea when you're done?
Maybe.
But can Jake compete with Mike, in whom the former spirit of a warrior awakens?
He's been putting me for 2 fights.
But you got to address it, Mike.
I did address it. I addressed it in the ring.
Why did you do that, though, Mike? I mean, was that the proper response?
Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. I got to go home. My kids are going to be scared of me. Look at me, man.
Are you here to protect Mike from the press?
No, I was here to protect the press from Mike.
Clearly, this fight can very well claim the title of Fight of the Year. Jake Paul will try not to miss this opportunity, and Mike will be ready like never before, as the one thing he truly loved in life was boxing.
I shouldn't be on it with you because I'm in love with fighting. Because this is what fighters did to me. Look at my shit. This is what fighting did for me. This is my shit.